Tonight's CAGcast is brought to you by Feels. Become a member today by going to feels.com/CAGcast and you'll get 50% off your first order with free shipping. Feels.com/CAGcast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 663. I'm your host, Chiefy D, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who has the most important announcement to make in his career, Wombat.
I changed things up at the top of the ad. Did you hear it?
What do you mean?
I said tonight's CAGcast.
Oh,
I thought that would be fun. Even if someone's listening to it in the morning, they could pretend that they're listening to it at some fancy evening event.
that's some next level thinking.
Yep. Also, look behind me. It's Mrs. Wombat.
Yep, you can crush her head. Crush her head. Yes, we did it. We did it. Oh, it's brutal.
I know.
Somebody call the cops. Woo! Well, welcome to the show, everybody.
Thank you.
We're still here.
Mm-hmm.
This is our first show back from Thanksgiving? No. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
We had the kids right before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Then we all had our crazy Thanksgivings.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're here again.
Oh, is that it? I'm also wearing new glasses.
Those are new glasses.
Yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Right. Excellent. Well, how was everybody's Thanksgiving?
It was fine. It wasn't like
Low profile.
It was small. It was very small and intimate. It was 6 people, and we didn't make a turkey though. That was the difference.
I don't accept that.
We decided because of the 6 people that were going, 4 of them don't really like turkey. So it was.
Does that matter?
Doesn't that mean they just haven't had it prepared properly?
No, I like the turkey. I'm part of the 2.
Oh, I know.
We had prime rib instead. Bone-in prime rib. It was better than any turkey you're gonna get.
That was something that was available at the Tokyo American Club Thanksgiving. You could have the turkey or you could have the prime rib. Those were your meat options.
Yep.
We had crab legs and mussels and oysters.
What? That's not very kosher.
We had a whole seafood bake.
See?
And no turkey?
No turkey. It was the same 4 people that I see every day. It's what we had for Thanksgiving.
So you might as well, well, you don't have turkey every day though. So why did you have to mix up the food part of it?
Because we didn't have turkey in the house.
You had crab legs in the house?
Just crab. Well, they have crabs in the backyard and they hunt them.
Yeah. No, we had previously bought that. I don't know. I think it was in our house already. We were going to make it. So we decided, hey, this is going to be our big seafood Thanksgiving. And it turned out great.
Do your kids like the mussels and the crab legs?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't. Not every child likes mussels. That's sort of
So we kind of prescribed the same thing Cheapy does of here is your supper.
Do you want to eat tonight?
What we just made. So 90% of the time that works. Now we're not like super just brutal about it. If it's clear that like they can't even stomach something, then yeah, we have the backup plans. But we fight pretty hard not to go to the backup plans.
What's an example of something that was not stomached?
Mussels and crab legs?
No, that was perfectly fine. Everybody enjoyed their mussels and oysters and crab legs and corn on the cob.
I would too.
I'm trying to think of I don't know. It's just like random stuff. Like they might not like the taste of some kind of pizza or whatever. My daughter's not really big into pizza.
Pizza? That's the thing your daughter doesn't like?
That's the thing. It's like, no, not really into this pizza here.
You're not going to get mad at that. Like,
does she like red sauce? Because I find when I was a kid, I hated red sauce.
She likes all the ingredients. Like her favorite food is tomatoes.
Okay.
So she likes all of the ingredients that are on a pizza. She loves cheese. She loves bread. But if you put all those things together and make a pizza, unless it's the Lunchables version.
Oh my God. That's a thing? A pizza Lunchable?
That's been a thing since we were kids.
Yeah, it's always been around. Cheapy doesn't know.
It's the number 1 Lunchable because
it's gross.
It's horrible.
oh, it's horrible for you and it's gross.
Right.
But as a occasional snack, it's no
Sure.
worse than uh, some Oreos.
New Yorkers don't fuck with pizza Lunchables. Even Wombat wouldn't do that.
No, I've never had. I can honestly say I've never
I-
had a pizza.
I knew it.
Lunchable.
I felt confident saying that.
I'll tell you
Oh,
what,
man.
though. Now that
If you guys ever come to Ohio, I can
Yeah.
treat you to
I'm
some
good.
pizza Lunchables.
with my daughter home from school every other day, at least once a week, we do the pizza lunch, where I just get a whole pizza.
Yeah, that's what a
Pizza
New Yorker would do.
for the office.
That's a New York type of move
Yeah.
right there. Not
Mhm.
Lunchables. They probably don't even sell pizza Lunchables here. 'Cause people
They
would
do.
just-
They do. My son loves tomatoes, hates tomato sauce. Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Well, we went to a restaurant for Thanksgiving. Had very good turkey. I knew that this place would make a good turkey.
Was the chef there, the chef owner there, or no?
Oh, I don't know. The place we went was Small Batch, which is in Roosevelt Field, the shopping mall. Roosevelt Field has nice restaurants now.
Yeah, and it's owned and operated by Tom Colicchio.
He's known
Celebrity
for
chef.
his clicky sounds that he makes.
That's the mall with the basement office putt putt.
Correct.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry.
They're probably having a rough time right now, that basement office putt-putt. But I'm not sure. But yeah, that restaurant, I knew it's all like American food, like high-end American food. So of course they could make a turkey good, and they did. It was delicious.
It's a very good restaurant. I've been there.
Mall Thanksgiving.
Mall, thanks. Not well. We didn't actually go into the mall because it's it's connected to the outside of the mall. So the fancy restaurants at Roosevelt Field are connected to the outside. You don't have to go into the mall per se, but you could if you wanted to for the total mall experience. I don't know about you. I'm probably sure about Wombat though. I spent a lot of time at the malls growing up. We had like 2 big malls. Wombat, did you not spend a lot of time?
No, I spent a lot. We used to go. As soon as we could drive,
Right to the mall.
forget it. Yeah, we would go to Roosevelt Field.
Right. Not Sunrise Mall?
No, we would because we knew girls near there.
Shady girls, probably.
I'm not going to say that, but you can.
Whatever that
And we
means.
used to drive to. The
If they were
Sunrise-
talking to Wombat at the mall, they're probably shady.
Yeah. That's what the Sunrise Mall was for. So.
Right.
Now that's my closest mall, which is sort of a weird full circle.
I didn't even know that was still in business. I figured that
It's
just
still
burned
there.
down.
I don't think I've been there in a couple of years.
Right. Oh. They have an Orange Julius, I remember.
You
I
know what?
think.
The last time I was there was like 3 businesses.
Right,
And
that's what I'm saying. I
tumbleweeds.
can't believe it's still there.
There were literal tumbleweeds going right past you.
Right.
Mhm.
All right. How about some show feedback?
Sure, which I put in the wrong place on the outline, but that's okay. Witty Nickname has to say, gentlemen, the first half hour of this episode was an absolute delight, a breath of fresh air. I had a big smile plastered on my face the whole time. I hope you make a tradition of having the kids on from time to time. I had no idea what he was talking about until he got to the last 4 words of his post. So I guess he likes listening and seeing our children.
No one's ever referred to the show before as an absolute delight.
Now,
With
it takes kids.
Right. All it takes is adorable children's.
Mhm.
Um,
And some of us have them.
yeah, read this next one too.
Okay. Alex Riggs, the game, says, can I bottle Shipwreck's pure, genuine elation while laughing at his daughter asking him about his boring podcast?
Is your show always this boring?
She was trying
Yeah.
to say it off mic.
I heard it. Well, after. Yeah, that's.
I
mean,
heard it during.
Yes, yeah. I saw the video of you laughing. It's very funny. I tweeted it before. I think I fleeted it also. I don't know what
You
happened.
fleeted it?
Yeah, you made it.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, it's still a thing. Yeah, that was fun having the kids on. That worked
Yeah.
surprisingly well, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see, like, when Sabrina learns to talk on mic, like, how many years will that be?
Well, I think if she had her own mic, it would
That's
have
the
been a
key.
lot easier.
When
than
you going to set up a
Loom.
recording studio for your family?
She wants her own show.
She does?
Yeah.
Oh, like her own podcast?
Yeah, she
Or
wants to do one herself.
Does she
just
want this one?
She can have it.
you can take the night off once in a while.
She wants to do like a makeup one.
So video, obviously.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
more power to her.
All right.
Yeah.
Like on Twitch or something?
I don't know.
Is
Probably.
that legal? Can you be 12 years old and have your own?
I think you can. She
Oh.
like lives on Twitch now, so I wouldn't be
She would
surprised
know.
if that's what she wants to do.
I made Ty. I didn't make Ty, but afterwards I asked Ty if he wanted to sit with me while I edited the show and did everything that it takes to make it into a podcast. And he did. He did. He actually said yes.
Wow.
And he
I feel bad that my daughter was saying there was boring stuff with this.
it wasn't that boring, and it was one of those productions where everything went just fine, so it went very smoothly and quickly, as opposed to one of those productions where, let's say, like your mic drops out for 10 seconds and then or 30 seconds, then I got to pull the audio off the Twitch feed and then insert it and all. That he definitely would have bailed because that took like several hours. But he seemed generally interested. He didn't say that he wanted to do his own show afterwards, like Sabrina, but he didn't complain about being boring either. So I guess we're right in the middle.
She did watch it afterwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she enjoyed watching it.
Okay.
I think really I didn't explain enough of it going in. Like, hey, here's what we're going to talk about. She was like ready to talk about bug snacks. Like, and so she was
Confused.
She was wondering
about...
how we were like 15 minutes in, just like all of our listeners, and not talked about video games yet.
Well, she's on the same page as everybody else then.
Right.
The best part of that, which is unfortunately the audience was not privy to, was the 10 minutes before the show, Emmeline just was so excited to talk. She's like, I can't wait to talk about everything. And I was explaining how, I'm going to tell you, you're going to know when it's your turn to talk because I'm going to call you by name and you'll know it's definitely your turn. And she just was so excited to talk. And we're like, all right, just calm, wait for the show. And then when the show finally starts and I throw it to her, she just hid behind you. It's a classic move.
Pretty typical.
I was not expecting that, but I should have. What else we got, Wombat, in the show feedback? What are you doing,
I think
man?
I'm going to
sweater?
skip to the last one.
Okay.
Jeff Hester has to say, because we already did two about the kids.
Yeah.
Jeff Hester has to say, I cannot understand how anyone managed to get a console these days. I've been following all the Twitter folks with alerts on, shortcuts to the store pages, loaded and waiting on announce times, but I cannot score an Xbox to save my life. I'm not going to pay a markup, but I basically stopped playing console games for the last couple of months in anticipation of these things.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
Because you can't get the new console, you just stop playing?
I would say that's probably, you don't need to do that, especially with the Xbox. If I would say pick up the Assassin's Creed or Rise of the what is it, Immortals, Phoenix Rising, because you could pick up where you left off.
Right, that's weird.
You could also play Fortnite.
Right,
pick up where you left off. Just saying. There's got to be other games too. Well, you could transfer your saves, can't you?
There are other games too.
Yes, there's a lot actually.
I meant other games you could transfer your saves on.
Right, where you can pick up. Yeah, there's a bunch. There's a bunch.
Yeah.
Did you finish reading what he had to say or no?
That's fine. We're done.
Yeah, good.
Mm-hmm.
Because I disagree with that last part. Yeah, I mean, it's very hard to get one now. I mean, Xbox is probably easier, but still, you got to be on top of things at least.
You got to be on it still.
Yeah.
By the way, my friend who called me to ask where he called. For those who don't know, but they do. A friend of mine called me 2 weeks ago, the Friday before I got my Xbox, and goes, "Hey, I need one of those Xboxes. Where can I get one?"
Sure.
And I said, "Nowhere."
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, and then without skipping a beat, he goes, "I guarantee I could get one within 48 hours."
Why would he even call you then in the first place?
I don't know.
He couldn't wait 48 hours, I guess.
That was what, 18 days ago?
He thought that you could get him one in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So
and he still doesn't
enjoying
have
his
one.
Xbox for 16 days.
Yeah. Still no Xbox in his house.
Right. And he called you with some bullshit too, right?
Yes, he did. He goes, "Someone offered me 5."
A bundle of 5
A bundle
Xboxes.
of 5.
Right. For how much?
What was it, like $3,000?
Yeah, that's only $100 markup on each one. That's ridiculous. There's no way you're getting that.
I just tell you the news. I forward it on.
I hear you. I mean, I get messages from my friends once in a while too, same thing, but they believe me when I tell them. Once I explain it to them, I'm like, look, you just can't really get one right now. I mean, the Xbox maybe if you're on it, PlayStation, not unless you're a bot or you're going on eBay and spending, $1,000. I guess
yeah.
last time I looked, it was $1,000.
Did you watch our friend of the show, Ben Gilbert, on Good Morning America discuss this very issue?
No, I did not.
I believe it is on the Good Morning America YouTube channel. If you missed it, you
What
can
did he have
watch,
to say? Did he say
consoles
that
are
you
really-
should to follow ad video game deals and go to Cheap Ass Gamer?
Yes, that's what he said, and he said
that-
consoles are really hard to find right now.
I mean, rather, how many times did he mention Cheap Ass Gamer?
That's
what-
4.
4. Yeah, I knew. He obviously
It was
mentioned
borderline egregious, but I
Right.
figured,
it. He had the big shirt on the back, the green screen logo.
he actually had sirens that
Right.
when they would go. "Care,
Was he
care,
talking about?
care."
He keeps posting. Ben writes for Business Insider, and he keeps tweeting his articles. But I always have reached my limit, so I don't feel like I'm going to be paying for Business Insider. Like I pay for New York Times. That's where and maybe Washington Post, but I draw the line at Business Insider. I feel to read about PlayStation 5s being sold out. I mean, I want to support Ben. I'd rather just send Ben $5. So I don't. Did he talk about the buying
Yes.
clubs
Mhm.
rather? Yeah, I
The
read
bots.
about that.
Yeah, he talked about bots.
Bots and you can subscribe to Discord channels and join a buying club where it's like a team effort to
No
fuck
team.
everyone else.
Right. Hopefully they get more supply after the holidays. I don't think much is coming prior to the holidays.
Right. I'm tired of the emails. I mean, I'm glad that people reach out to me to ask because
Did you see? I know you guys saw it because I sent you the link. I'm assuming you opened it up today. So Amazon had a problem similar to the problem with my Xbox, but in the UK, PS5s were getting stolen. Right? They were getting stolen. Amazon was delivering cat food and stuff instead of the PlayStation 5s.
this has happened before, I believe, in the UK. This sounds very familiar.
So today it came out that miraculously Amazon came up with a solution to say, oh, we'll fill those orders when we get stock in. You guys will be the first ones to get the PlayStation 5s when they come in.
Brilliant.
Brilliant plan. Brilliant.
So they
plan.
solved it in the UK, but not
They
in the
solved
US.
it for the UK. Meanwhile, I'm still on a sticky note on some guy's computer that says Shipwreck needs an Xbox when we get more in.
That's funny. So I guess the Amazon is admitting that the people stole them and replaced them with kitty litter, and that's what they said.
Yeah, they openly tell you that they investigate and fire these delivery drivers or
Oh, okay,
warehouse workers.
Like Twitter reports when you report tweets on Twitter.
gotcha. So these people are getting fired. That's what I was.
Yeah, but they're seasonal workers. They're
Yeah, so
getting
they don't care.
fired for seasonal jobs where they got a PlayStation 5 out of it.
That's probably the only reason why they got the job.
I would say
'Cause they
that,
wanted that PS5.
it sounds like British Mafia. Sounds like something out of that. What are those British mobster movies? The Guy Who Married Madonna. What's his
Guy
name?
Ritchie.
Sounds like a Guy Ritchie heist.
I just watched the Saturday Night Live parody trailer for those with Bill Hader. It's "Don't go around here, no round row." It's
I don't
funny.
know that.
It's a good one. But yeah.
Right. I haven't watched Saturday Night Live in a minute.
Oh, you should.
What else?
What else?
Oh, is
I
that it
think
for
we're
show
up to
feedback?
watching stuff.
All right, we're on to Watch This Boys.
We switched it.
I guess Ty didn't. We just use the same outline every week, so now it's
Yep.
Watch
I
This.
like it.
Pronouns up.
Yeah, people seem to be tired. I think Watch This Bitches was to 2005, maybe, but now we're 2020.
So it's Watch This Boys.
Boys,
Are you pronouncing it correctly with the OI?
boys,
I think it's implied.
Okay.
boys.
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 Watch This Boys. Boys.
Is anybody else watching The Flight Attendant?
No. You
On
keep
HP
telling me to watch The Flight Attendant.
Do you even know what it is?
It's Kelly Cuoco's. She does dumb things for 4 hours.
okay, you sort of know what it is.
Yeah, she wakes up. There's a murdered guy. She does stupid things and gets implicated, and that's just the title alone. gives me
Drinking, a lot of
anxiety.
drinking, heavy
Yeah.
drinking. She's
It
got.
sounds horrible.
It's very funny. I watched 2 episodes or 3 episodes. I forget. I think 3, all 3, and it was actually very fun. What is she in? What else is she in?
She
Big-
was on
Big
the
Bang
Big
Theory?
Bang Theory for
Isn't it the
12
Big-
years.
I've never watched this.
She was the
hot
highest paid
second of that
actress
show.
on television for about 7 years.
I don't know anything about Big Bang Theory.
She was in it.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was
I remember
in it.
she was in it, and then at some point, this is a show that I never watched, but still saw like every episode of, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't even know the
that just
basic plot.
Sounds right. Yep.
The basic plot is
She's
it's
hot
A bunch,
and-
she's the hot girl around a whole bunch of nerds.
Yeah.
I
is
figured it out.
basically What it is.
The plot was that she was hot. I knew it. I
That
knew
is
it.
the plot. She lives across the hall from 2 nerds, and they become friends, and she marries one of them.
Oh, okay. Spoiler.
At one point, she gets a haircut.
Yes. And then it
Mm.
grows back.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Well, the flight attendant's very funny. It's very adult. I think she's funny. I don't know. I don't know why you hate her so much. She
It's
seems.
not her. It's that show. I don't watch bad decision shows.
It's not. She's got problems.
We
She's-
found something Wombat doesn't watch.
Yeah, it's not a
I
bad
don't watch-
decision show.
I don't watch bad decision.
Well, it is a
shows.
bad decision show, but there's a reason behind the bad decisions. It's not
I
just
can't.
it's not bad writing and plot holes like, let's say, the Mandalorian bad decision shows.
There's no bad. They don't make bad decisions on the Mandalorian.
Are you
It's not-
kidding? Do you
that's
remember?
not-
Do you remember
no,
the
the
episode?
characters don't make bad decisions.
Yes. Do you remember when the Mandalorian, when they were in the ice planet, okay,
Uh-huh.
and the ship was like broken down and everything, and the Mandalorian says, "Okay, it's approaching night. It's gonna get like critically cold. We're all gonna die soon. I'm gonna go to take a nap." Stuff like that happens all like once per episode. There's something that makes no sense, like doesn't like someone just like walked into the ship because it wasn't locked or something. It's all like weird.
I don't think that happened.
There's one thing every episode that just like there's a plot hole big enough to drive his spaceship through.
But that show's still better.
You haven't even watched it. How could you say that? That's so.
'Cause
I
know
feel like
it's-
that's
I'm telling-
you
really,
don't
you're gonna
like
tell me the
Kaylee
flight attendant
Kuko.
is better than the Mandalorian?
You don't like why don't you like her?
It's not her. I actually like the Big Bang Theory.
Oh, so what? Why?
Wait, I thought you said you didn't like The Big Bang Theory.
No, I just said I didn't watch. I watched like the first 4 seasons, and then I don't think I watched any episode after. And now it's on at 11 o'clock at night, and it's usually like something I put on before I fall asleep.
I think it's on more than 11 o'clock at night. I think
Oh, it's on like 7 times
Yeah.
a day. It's hard to miss, but it's not like I go out of my way to watch the Big Bang Theory.
I feel like Wombat doesn't know what he likes. That's what my theory.
It's not the flight attendant.
It's not. We know.
That show irks me.
Did you even watch like a minute of it?
Yeah, I watched like
You watched
the
the whole
trailer.
thing.
It's all 3 episodes.
I watched the trailer because I was like, "Oh, this
You
might
watched the
be good."
trailer. That's it. Come on.
I watched the trailer. I was like, "Nope, this is not for me."
And you can watch it with Laura too.
I like her a lot on Harley Quinn.
I bet
she's
you your
very good.
wife would like it. It's funny.
I don't
She's
know.
like she's got some problems, but it she drinks, does a lot
Laura,
of drinking.
Do you want to watch The Flight Attendant? You hear that? She said no.
Nah, I don't know what to say. Mrs.
Yep.
Cheapy and I are enjoying it. Me, maybe a little more than her, but I think it's good.
All right.
We
spent too much time on that.
It's a fantastic show. We should do. I'm doing a whole another episode on it after this. How about We Are the Champions on Netflix? Have you watched that?
No.
That is you can. It's family friendly, except there's cursing in it. Like the announcer.
That doesn't bother anyone in this house.
Okay, fine. It's like 6 30-minute episodes about weird sports like chili eating contests or fantasy hair or frog jumping, yo-yo, cheese wheel racing where you chase the cheese down the hill.
Oh yeah, I did that in college.
I've only done frog jumping competitions.
Wow. Okay. So anyway, they all sound like things that would be boring, but they're all presented in really dramatic fashion, with like great, it's Rainn Wilson is the narrator, and it's very compelling. All of them are very compelling. I would say the chili pepper one and the yo-yo one are maybe the best.
I'm missing the cook-off.
They're all, it's crazy. The chili pepper one is insane. But that's great. We Are the Champions on Netflix. It's great, and the episodes are all independent of one another. You can watch them in any order; it doesn't matter. But they're all great. Now we watched some things together, Wombat.
Yes,
Not
we
together,
watched two
but
things we did watch two things that we both watched.
I recommended some stuff to Wombat, and he actually watched.
I
it. So
watched both of them, which is why I don't know why you give me such a hard time about the flight attendant.
because I didn't ask you to watch it. I just asked you not to slander it. That's all. So we watched. I guess the first thing was Crazy Not Insane. That's on
HBO Max.
That's on HBO Max,
Yes.
and that is about the woman psychiatrist who basically realized that multiple personality disorder was prevalent in serial killers.
Yes.
And people didn't believe that that was really even a thing back then. I guess this is like in the 70s. And
yeah. Even as late as 1990, people still were not believing her. And it's that the concept of, because when you say multiple personalities, it sounds almost silly. I think you have to, when you position it, I think more as the dissociative disorder, dissociative personality disorder. It
Okay.
makes a lot more sense in that context.
Right.
The idea that someone who is very young suffered a trauma, so to deal with that trauma, they literally separate themselves from it by creating a new personality for themselves. It's not like silly 60s movie multiple personality where someone shakes their head and like, now I'm Jim. It's not like that. It's different in the sense that,
but it's not that far from it. Almost,
it's not that far from it, but it is still a very different thing.
it's not.
than that.
Yeah, there's nothing fun about it or goofy or it's yeah. And then the personality, this created personality, winds up committing the murders in response to
The trauma that they suffer.
Yeah, it's all crazy. If you watched Mindhunter on Netflix, that series, this is really like a sort of, the prequel to that in a way.
In a way, it sort of goes. They go hand in hand.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. That's a movie. That's actually a feature length.
It's a feature length documentary.
Yeah, is that another Alex Gibney one? I think.
I think so. Yes,
think so.
it is.
And then the other one that we watched that was also on HBO Max was The Mystery of D.B. Cooper.
Yes.
Ship, do you know about D.B. Cooper?
Is he a comedian?
No, D.B. Cooper was not a comedian.
Great guess. He doesn't own a steakhouse either.
You really don't know who D.B. Cooper was?
Refresh my memory. Maybe I do.
Okay, in 1971, a man going by the name of D.B. Cooper hijacked a plane.
7, right?
Huh?
71 or 77?
71.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. It doesn't matter if it's 70 or 71.
Well,
he hijacked a plane, and he asked for $200,000 and a parachute, and they landed the plane. He let everyone off. They gave him his $200,000 and a parachute. They took the plane. He said he wanted to go to Utah or some nonsense. And as the plane was still flying over Washington State, he jumps out with the parachute and the money, and he's never to be heard from again. It's the only unsolved hijacking in U.S. history, and no one knows if
nobody knows who he was or what happened to him.
Yeah, no one knows who he really was. No one knows if he survived the jump. No one knows if he, anything about him. And the FBI had been investigating him up until about 10 years ago, I think it was, something crazy like that.
Yeah.
And that's it. And everyone and their uncle says that they know someone who claimed to be D.B. Cooper.
Yeah, you got to watch this movie. You don't want to give away too much because I thought what was really cool about this movie, this documentary was the way that they tell you the story and what it's really about. And it's always the best movies are about people, about characters, right? And when you can find them in real life and put them in a documentary, it's gold. And this is really probably the best. I mean, they've made a bunch of these probably back in the
I've
day.
seen at least 4 other DB Cooper documentaries.
And what'd you think? This is like the best by far, right?
This is really good. What I like about this one is they go into, I think it's 4 or 5 people that who know someone that claimed to be DB Cooper. And they go into the history of these people. And they also interview someone who's like, there's no way he could have survived the jump. So you're left with all these suspects, or maybe the guy's dead.
It's cool, yeah. It's like
And they
a
leave it
choose your
up
own
to-
adventure.
Yeah,
A
and they
clue.
leave it up to you to try to guess who you think it is.
Yeah,
If it's any of them, it may be none of them. It
it's
may be some other
crazy.
guy.
It's crazy. I mean, yeah. Who'd you think it was?
If
you had to pick one.
if I had to pick one, it
Yeah.
would be the woman in Florida's husband.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
With the bag, right?
With the bag.
Yeah.
The bag with the even
No
if
spoilers,
that's all
no spoilers.
baloney, the bag story was a good enough to make it.
Right. It seems they got the most. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
the mystery of DB Cooper. I remember as a child, my parents took me to see a DB Cooper movie in the theater. I forget, The Pursuit of DB Cooper. I looked it up recently. They just they didn't know anything about this person DB Cooper. They didn't know his real name. They don't know anything. But they didn't stop them from making a movie and just like, hey, we'll just make up this guy and they'll
He
be like,
became a folk hero because at the end of the day, no one got hurt, and the money he stole was no one.
it was the government's money, not
Yeah.
the taxpayers' money. but the
He stole
government's
money he stole $200,000 from the government, and he didn't hurt anybody, and he just ran off. So he became this sort of folk hero type guy, as opposed to it could have been a much more tragic story.
Right. Yeah, and the movie's real good. Mystery of DB Cooper.
Yeah.
What else?
I watched because I needed something to calm me down after watching Crazy Not Insane.
Okay.
Because
You thought you might be a serial killer?
Yeah, that's too creepy. So I watched Super Intelligence after that. That's the
Okay.
Melissa McCarthy, James Corden comedy.
Okay, I don't know that.
What
is that on?
That's on HBO Max.
Oh, wow, everything, HBO Max.
It's brand new. It was supposed to be in the theaters, and instead it just went straight to HBO Max because there are no theaters.
Yep.
It's cute. It's a good, you can watch it with your kids. I don't know about Shipwreck, but you definitely could, Cheapy.
Right. Okay. We don't probably not though.
Yeah, Elliot watched it with us. It's cute. It's Melissa McCarthy is a woman who is chosen by an artificial intelligence to be the control person, because he's thinking of basically destroying life on Earth.
Oops.
So it's her trying to show this artificial intelligence, voiced by James Corden, that humanity is worth saving. And all the misadventures that go along with that.
Sounds like a Star Trek Next Generation episode. I'm out.
Well, it's a comedy. And it takes place
Star
now.
Trek had jokes.
And funny things happen.
They had funny things on Star Trek.
It's cute.
Fine. What else? And watch this, boys.
I watched Mythic Quest: Raven's Banquet. Well, I've watched 7 out of the 10 episodes.
What is that?
That is the Apple
Plus?
TV.
Oh, that's
Plus.
the Rob McElhenney show, right?
Yes.
Mecca Lecca Hi, Mecca Heiny How?
Yes.
Love that.
So it is a office type comedy set in the workplace of a video game developer.
Right, I've heard about this.
They have a popular MMO game is the conceit.
Okay, that's good.
It's got Ashley Birch is in it as well.
Oh, wow.
I think she did some of the writing or directing or something on one of the episodes, I think, as well. It is, as Wombat says, something you could watch.
Awesome.
It has its moments. I think it's one of those things like where all of the beats, like it's clear that they know video games, right? Like they understand they've it's not a Big Bang Theory where they're just throwing out I know what that reference is.
Right. Look at this hot chick.
Right. But at the same time, they're hitting all the things like maybe I'm too close to video games for it to be interesting enough. Like if you thought about like all of the major headlines that have happened in video games.
Yeah.
For instance, they have an episode about there's a Nazi group that gets into their game. And it's
Is there an episode about losing a flash drive at medieval times?
I
Gotta be.
haven't watched all of them, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
If
I mean,
that's- if
that
that's something.
sounds like a sitcom plot line.
Yeah, like
Yes.
that. It's hitting all the sitcom stuff, like challenging. It almost has like a Yui Bowl type thing, like challenging people to fights, type of aspect to it.
Right.
I'm enjoying it enough. It's a solid 7, I would say. There's a really weird episode 5. All of a sudden, doesn't have any of the characters that are in all the other episodes in it. It has, I don't know his name. The guy from the New Girl, the main guy from the New Girl Wombat. You probably know his name.
The guy from Into the Spider-Verse?
That was a
Peter
cartoon.
Parker?
It's the guy with the kind of stubbly beard guy.
Yeah. What's his
All right.
name? Johnson, right?
It's got him, and it's got the mom from How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
Those two, and it's like its own little contained, totally different style.
Jake Johnson.
Jake Johnson, that's his name. Yeah, it's like its own little mini movie in the middle of this series, and there's very little in the other episodes that tie into this at all. It's really bizarre. It's like it was a pilot or something for this same show, but with a different tone or something.
But is it good?
That episode?
Yeah.
GP would like that episode as the best because it's depressing.
Fake news.
The rest of it's all sitcom-y stuff. Like that episode, it has like a weight to it. And it's like, wait, what happened? Why are we here? And who are these people? And how does this all tie in?
Right. Oh.
But
You
if you
didn't
have
sell me
Apple-
on it.
If you have Apple,
I don't.
whatever it's called,
Nope. I'm good.
don't worry about it then.
Perfect. I won't. I watched a classic movie with Ty because I wanted to see if he would like it or not, and that movie was Crimson Tide.
I'm looking at the outline. I'm going, what the heck is Crimson Tide?
That's Ty with a D on it. I made a
Crimson
pun
Tide.
on the
You should have put
outline.
an apostrophe there.
It's a pun. Anyway, we watched Crimson Tide starring Denzel Washington and Gene Hackman. I remember seeing that movie in the theater and just thinking, wow, this is an exciting movie. This is a thrilling thriller. And I was curious. I haven't seen it in forever, and I was curious if it held up, and I was curious if Ty would be even remotely interested in it. And he was totally into it, and he followed it along perfectly. He thought the acting was really good. I mean, Denzel and Gene Hackman are so good in that. Like, there's like a couple of great scenes in there. And he loved the whole submarine aspect of it. And it holds up perfectly. Like, it's great. The music is great. It's great. It's Crimson Tide. It's on HBO. Didn't even have to pay. Go Tide. No, Roll Tide. Shit.
You screwed it up.
The scene is great when they're in the rain and the music is playing.
I don't think I've ever seen Crimson Tide.
You should watch it.
Isn't that the one that was written by Tarantino?
Yes, I believe it could have been. It's directed by Tony Scott, and I know so could be. It's really good though. Crimson Tide. Shipwreck, are you caught up on The Mandalorian?
Season 1.
Not the last. You haven't watched any of season 2?
I haven't watched any. I'll wait till they get them all out, and then we'll watch them.
Do you know that they revealed the child's name in the latest episode?
Zor bleeps Bleeplebox?
I did see that, and it means nothing to me, so I don't mind it being spoiled.
It doesn't mean anything to anyone.
Oh my God. We talk about Mandalorian not making sense. I mean, he's got this cute Yoda kid. Everyone thinks he's so cute.
I agree. I think giving him a name is a bad idea.
But that name, come
The
on.
name- the
Spoiler,
name
we're
is
going to
bad.
talk about the child's name. If you don't want to hear the child's name, fast forward. I mean, Grogu? That's Grogu. It sounds like
Not
IKEA
Roku.
furniture.
He's not a stream box.
Whatever. It sounds like a stream box or IKEA furniture. It sounds not cute. That's for sure. You got to admit that's not a cute name.
What name? Give me a better name.
Anything. How about I don't know.
It's
I
hard.
thought
See,
all those
Doba.
creatures
How about Doba?
Doba's a better name.
I guess
I'll give it to you. It's a
done.
better name.
I know. It's anything.
I
with the-
thought they all were supposed to begin with a Y because we have Yoda and there's Yaddle.
Oh, Yada. How
Those-
about Yada?
Yada.
Anything's better than
Because then
Grogu.
it's
Goo.
like yada yada.
Grogu.
And he would have to have a twin.
You can't even say that name. You have to like Grogu. It's so hard to even just. You can't.
It's a hard name.
Yeah, it's a hard sounds in that name for such a little soft, cuddly thing. It's crazy. I don't know. That's yeah. It's just like anything. Do they just use like a random name generator or something?
What about Yiddle?
Yiddle and I mean that's sounds too Jewy. I got to be honest. Yiddle and Yaddle sounds
maybe
like
he's Jewish. You don't
sounds
know.
like your Jewish grandmother. It's not cool.
Yiddle, come here.
I mean, it's cool, but not for a Star Wars character like this. Different character, maybe.
Ernest Emperor in the chat. Yentl.
Yentl. Oh my God, I had to see Yentl in Hebrew school. They took us all to the movie, and we had to see Yentl. Maybe it was Sunday school. That was horrible. Have you seen Yentl?
Mandy Patinkin's sexy in that movie.
I just remember, like, I just wanted to like glue my eyes shut. Do you remember that scene in Clockwork Orange when they have his eyes pinned open so he could watch all the terrible scenes? I wanted the reverse of that. Like, if they had a bucket, I could have worn on my head. Anyway, the other big news in Watch This Boys is that Wonder Woman 1984 is coming to HBO Max in 4K.
If you have the right device.
Which I don't.
Me neither.
It's not the right device is not an Xbox, unfortunately.
Sadly. Or a PlayStation.
Or a PlayStation. So I'm going to watch it in regular old 1080p, I think.
It'll be fine.
It's going to be fine.
Yep.
Wombat, maybe you want to do a message from our sponsor first before we go into the new releases.
All right. Well, Cheapy, do you experience stress or have anxiety or chronic pain or have trouble sleeping at least once a week? You're not alone. Many of us do. Personally, I also have a lot of trouble sleeping. I've discussed this before. I can't sleep without taking something, and actually Feels is one of those things that really helps me. It's what is Feels? Feels is premium CBD delivered directly to your doorstep. It feels naturally helps reduce stress, anxiety, pain, and sleeplessness. As I mentioned, I have trouble sleeping. I like that this is something natural that I could take. It's not a pill. It's not medication. It's not something habit forming. It's really easy to take. Cheapy's going to demonstrate. You place a few drops of Feels under your tongue and feel the difference within minutes. The thing to remember about CBD is that finding your right dose is important, and everyone's dose is different. So leave room to experiment over the course of a week or so. You may need to take more or less to get the effects you're after. They have real human support. Feels offers a free CBD hotline to help guide your experience. You'll feel better naturally. There's no high, there's no hangover or addiction. You can join the Feels community to get Feels delivered directly to your door every month. You'll save money on every order, and you can pause or cancel anytime. Feels has me feeling my best every day, and it can help you too. Become a member today by going to feels.com/CAGcast, and you'll get 50% off your first order with free shipping. That's FEALS.com/CAGcast to become a member and get 50% automatically taken off your first order with free shipping. Feels.com/CAGcast.
Mr. B in the chat pointed out that if you say CBD fast enough, it sounds like GBD.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Great job, Wombat.
Thank you.
Sorry, I got this Feels in my mouth right now.
That's okay. New releases?
New releases. Oh, wait, here's a question from the chat that
Sure.
we didn't get to yet. 311 Phillies wants to know what ship is drinking tonight.
I am drinking. This is one from near you guys, I think. Isn't this out of New Jersey? It's the River Horse Chocolate Porter.
How is it?
It's good.
Chocolatey?
Right.
Yeah, I don't like super chocolate beers, but I do like porters, so it's a fine line there.
I totally know what you mean. Porters, right?
Yeah.
All day,
Porters.
baby. Porters. I like Sam Porter Bridges. Do you
Yeah.
know him? John Wind. Anyway, how new releases, right?
You lost me there for a second.
Those are
Yeah.
characters from the hit video game and potential game of the year, Death Stranding, or maybe it was the game of the year. Probably was.
Gotcha.
Was it?
I don't know.
Was that this year? Was that last
Who
year?
knows? I think
That was
last
this year.
That's this year, Death Stranding?
is this year?
Wasn't it? No.
That
It
can't
may have
be.
been last year.
That
Maybe.
I'm looking it up right now.
I
It
Death
may have been last holiday. I think it was last holiday.
November last year.
Yeah, last
Okay.
holiday.
Okay.
Okay.
Got too much
new
CBD.
releases. I know Wombat. You've been playing one of these. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on Immortals: Phoenix Rising.
Yes, which I believe comes out the day this episode will drop on the podcast streams. So tomorrow for those watching it now.
This is a Wombat exclusive
yeah.
review.
They sent me our friends at Ubisoft sent me a code for the game just before Thanksgiving.
Pretty much unasked.
Yeah. I'm about 20 hours in, and I really like this game. I like it a lot.
I like it a
I
lot.
like a lot. It's you probably, if you know anything about it, you've probably read it. It's like if Assassin's Creed and Breath of the Wild had a baby, and then someone slapped a Fable coat of paint on it. Because that's
Okay.
fairly apt. Maybe not fair, because I think it does a lot of unique things too. That make it, special, I'll say. I think Shipwreck would really like this game. I think Cheapy might like. You know who'd really like it? Ty.
He's not playing any games
I'm just saying.
ever.
He would really
Again.
like it. It has a Greek myth theme.
Oh,
going
okay.
to
Then
it.
he would like it. You're right.
Yeah. The game starts off. Zeus is talking to Prometheus, who's chained to a rock, and they're talking about Typhon, who's taken over the earth. And the game is literally narrated by Zeus and Prometheus. And it's funny because I saw some critics say that they didn't think it was funny or creative, and I actually thought it was kind of funny. So shows what I know. I like the narration in the game. It does. I don't think it overstays its welcome, and I don't think it happens too often. But you play as a character that you create named Phoenix. You could be either a male or a female, and you're dropped off in this fairly open world where there's lots of puzzles to solve, lots of doodads to collect, lots of armor to wear, lots of helmets to find, new swords, new axes, new bows and arrows. You can ride a horse.
Dress up?
or-
What's the dress up
lots of
situation?
The dress up situation is really cool because there's a whole slew of different armors. I've found I don't know, maybe 10. And each armor, when you upgrade your armor, you upgrade all your armors. So if your defense is a 14, it's going to be a 14 for all of them. But each armor has its own unique perk to it. Like if I wear the Medusa armor, if I stun someone, I get some of my health back. Or if I wear the Minotaur armor, it gives me some of my something else back. Whatever it might be. But different armors do different things.
Whatever
different-
Minotaurs do.
Whatever Minotaurs do.
They hit
Yeah.
things with their horns, I feel.
Hit-
Right, they're in a
Sick.
maze. They
Yeah.
like to hang out in mazes.
You fight a lot of Minotaurs. And it
Are they in
has this...
mazes?
huh?
Are they in mazes or are they just out in the open?
No, they're just out in the world. And there's
Weird.
lots of other puzzles like shoot an arrow through a set of rings or those slidey picture puzzles. Those are there too. And there's also things called vaults, which if you played Breath of the Wild, you probably have an idea what they're like. They're randomly strewn out throughout the world. You jump into one and it's its own little self-contained sort of puzzle world where you are looking to get the lightning at the end of the path. You just got to make it through the path. There's usually 2 things to collect in each one, like a piece of armor and a piece of lightning. The lightning upgrades your stamina. So, and those are cool because there's a lot of them and they're not too challenging. In this game, I'll say it, your weapons don't degrade. They don't break.
That sounds good. I like that.
Yeah. So when you collect weapons, you keep them. You can adjust the difficulty if you're finding that it's a little too much or a little too easy. You can make it easier or harder at any time.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. It does have, the combat system is basically the same as Assassin's Creed. So if you
I think
played
the
Assassin's Creed,
difficulty this game has is that it just sounds super generic. It just sounds like it's all the same games with like an art style that is not meant for the masses.
it's got it's a it's this is it a candy coated Assassin's Creed essentially?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be wrong. I think that that lends some charm to it, especially if you're a fan of those games. Like I said, I think you would really like it, especially if it's an Assassin's Creed game that you can play with your kids in the room.
Right. I definitely am interested in it because I'm more interested in this than I am in Assassin's Creed, just because it's not Assassin's Creed at this point.
Mhm.
I'm also realizing that this is going to be cheap really quick.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's being released at a really weird time. And like I said, I'm a bit surprised because I think this game is really good. Like if this game came out, say the same week that Avengers came out, people would be talking about how great this game is, and it would make Avengers look even worse.
Yikes.
And it's interesting. And I think is it Angetron in the chat asks, "Isn't this from the same team that did Assassin's Creed Odyssey?" And it is. This is from the Odyssey team. And you could, and there's a lot of similarities in the movement and the motion and the world and even the quest lines. You can see those similarities. Obviously, there's the knowledge of the history of the Greek history that helps. This is obviously more based in myth than Odyssey was. But and again, it's just, it's something about it. It's very charming. I like flying. You get Icarus wings and you can spread them out and glide pretty far. I like the challenges. I like those puzzle vaults. I like finding the new armor. It's just something about it. It has that, just one more mission. Just one more mission before I go to bed. Just one more. I'll just do one more vault. I'll just get one more thing. I'll get one more chest before, and next thing you know, you've opened up 3 more chests and it's 3 hours later.
What do you think about the visuals on this?
I like them. Again, it's very Fable-y looking.
But this is Series X, whatever, Series,
Yeah.
whatever. I don't even know how do we refer to these two Xbox consoles? Just the Xbox
SX.
Series?
I usually go with the SX when I talk about the Series X.
SX?
SX.
So
I
I
don't
should
talk
say,
about them. So it's the new Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah, it's just weird. So,
Yes.
I mean,
and again, we're talking about Immortals Fenyx Rising because
Does
people keep asking what
I
game?
know they're trolling
Because
now.
people forget that name immediately after you
Right.
say it.
I plastered it across the screen. People, they were just kidding now. But does it look like a next gen game? That's what I'm asking.
As much as any of the games I've seen so far, which is a big,
Not many.
Yeah. I will say this: the 2-second load times is pretty nice, though.
Okay, that's something.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm. No,
pretty
so
cool.
it sounds like you like it. Sounds like
I do. I like it a lot. I look forward to playing more of it. If we weren't doing this, I probably would be doing that right now.
Right.
How is it cutting into your Assassin's Creed time?
I haven't really played as much Assassin's Creed since I got this because I know this game is shorter. So I want to finish this and then go back to Assassin's Creed, which I know I'm close to finishing.
Right. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got this week? That's Immortals Fenyx Rising. All right. It's like Ship says, it's going to be cheap fast.
I mean, Ubisoft games just drop so quickly no matter what. And this seems like one they're going to be packing in with string cheese at some point.
Did that happen?
I don't know if they would do that, but I think I would say
They've done it before.
Was that Rabbids? What happened with
No,
string
that
cheese?
was Beyond Good and Evil.
Really? Oh my gosh. All right. What else in new releases?
Not a whole lot else, right?
I saw that they have the next gen versions of Rainbow Six Siege. Did you try that, Wombat? You used to be all
I
about
haven't.
that.
Is that officially out now?
Yes, I saw it
Okay.
tagged on my library.
Okay, I have to download it. The hard drive space is at a premium now.
Yes. Yes. What else? Any other
Not-
new?
Not a whole lot else. There's a new Worms game out. Worms Rumble.
Woohoo! All right, fine. Let's move on then
Yep.
to Wombat's fortnightly news. I know there's a lot of big Fortnite news.
Yep. Well, the new season came out. Did you watch any of the event?
Did
yesterday?
I?
Did you watch the event? Did you
Oh,
watch Galactus?
I did actually watch some of that. Maybe I watched all of it. It's pretty short, right?
Yeah.
Like 4 minutes or 5
Galactus
minutes?
comes. You drive a bus into his mouth. They do a little whole Star Wars thing at the
Yeah,
end of the first movie.
saw
where
that.
you're flying a bus through what looks like the Death Star and shooting stuff. It was cute. It was fun.
Yep.
And
looked
then
very
today's
similar.
season-
It looked very similar to the Travis Scott one, except instead of Travis Scott, it was Galactus. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I know that a lot of people watched it.
Mm-hmm.
Many people.
We got in. It was very exciting. I
Excellent.
blocked out the time on my calendar.
Your work calendar?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Did you write Galactus is coming?
I wrote Galactus is coming. And then season 5 started today.
And so no more Marvel.
No more Marvel. Marvel's all done.
Okay.
No
now
Marvel
what do we
points
got?
of interest on the map.
What are we selling
Points-
now?
Now, the first skin you unlock when you plunk down your $8
Santa Claus.
is the
No.
Mandalorian.
It is?
Yep.
But
Day 1.
I thought they already had him.
Is that good?
though.
I can't tell if that's good or not. Is that good?
I think that's good.
I think that
Okay.
people like that. But I thought
Okay.
they had him already. Wasn't he from
No.
something? No, that's new.
No.
I guess it
They
leaked out maybe?
It leaked out like a week or two
okay.
ago that
That's
he was
why.
coming. But it's out today. He's the first skin in the season pass. All the rest of the skins are all originals, so they wouldn't mean anything to you.
Right.
And there's one big question mark skin. They haven't said who it's going to be yet. So
I know. Grogu.
Grogu's what you get when you hit level 100.
Right. You're
He
going to win
floats
because he's
around
so
behind
small.
you. Yeah.
Do they have big characters that float around next to you in that game?
Yeah.
They do, right? Yeah.
Yeah. You could have Rocket Raccoon float around you from last.
Definitely Grogu is going to be floating around Mandalorian, don't you think? Or in
Yeah,
the baby
it's-
carriage? Yeah, in the baby
Yeah.
carriage.
You get that when you hit level 100.
Hopefully it says Grogu on the side of the baby
It
carriage.
says Grogu at level 100.
Goo,
yes.
goo,
Grogu.
goo. Don't say coo. All right.
Anyway.
That is
So, yeah.
exciting. It's very
Now
exciting.
here's what else they added to it, Cheapy. And I'm going to tell you what they added to it, and you're going to make faces.
RoboCop?
Bounties.
What's
where
that
you
mean?
go, like, you get. Then now they have bounties in the game.
Oh, so
and,
it's Warzone?
they added everything that's in Warzone.
Sure,
in this
why not?
season. I'm sort of mixed on it. I actually am a fan of how Fortnite did their challenges. I don't know, in all of the seasons prior to this. This is it's a little muddy. Things aren't as clear. They're not as well defined as what challenges you need to do certain things, and how many there are, and when they expire. And I don't know. I don't love it. I have a feeling that they'll hopefully streamline it as the season goes on, because they're pretty good at that for sure.
Right.
And also it's a bit buggy at launch of the new season.
Uh-oh.
I had it crash on me a couple of times today.
Too many people.
Yeah,
Breaking down the doors.
maybe it's too many people. I don't know. But,
Major Gamer
and
Geek in the chat wants to know if you signed up for Fortnite Crew yet.
I did not, for a few reasons. One, I don't need that crew skin. It's not that unique.
Oh, you don't need it?
No, I don't
Oh,
need it.
okay.
I don't like it. I don't like the
Okay.
crew skin you get. And as soon as I plunk down the V-Bucks that I already earned from last season, that I don't have to pay for, I get the Mandalorian. But you can't buy the crew pass with V-Bucks. You can only buy the crew pass with like real dollars. So why would I spend $13 to get the pass and a skin I don't want when I could pay nothing
Right.
and get the Mandalorian, which is the thing I want?
You've solved it. You've solved it.
Right?
Awesome.
Is
Well,
what I'm saying making any sense to you? Or
I zoned out when
Hey,
the money was
I've been out
involved.
for a few minutes. What are we talking about?
Talking about the Atari Mini
You
Pong
guys both
Junior.
suck. Let's talk about Atari Mini Pong then. Tell me how
Yeah,
great.
How
yeah.
much would you pay for a portable version of Pong that's pretty portable? Like you could bring it with you places, but it's not fitting in your pocket or anything.
No.
It's a tabletop version of Pong for two
Mhm.
people.
Yeah. I wish I hadn't sent this to you earlier so that we could have actually asked how much you guys would have said that you would pay for this.
Oh, yeah.
What were you going to be willing to plunk down on this, GB?
Me? Nothing.
Okay.
I don't think I have a Telstar Ranger right here. I could play Pong anytime I want. I just pull out a very convenient tube television
Mhm.
and plug in this console from 1977, and I'm playing Pong.
So, the Atari Mini Pong Junior. It's made by Eunice, who I talked about before. They make actual arcade games.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones who put out that big mechanical Pong that you've probably played that, right?
I
GB?
have, yes.
That yeah. So I think this is good hardware. It's being sold through Arcade One Up as the distributor. $130.
It's Pong,
It's Pong.
straight Pong. Is it black and
Straight
white,
Pong.
right? Black and white.
Black and white, yeah.
Yeah,
You're gonna want
gotta
that.
have black and
You
white.
get both colors.
for 130, you should get both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be. They must have done the math on that and figured out like we can sell. There's a certain number of people who are gonna buy that
Mhm.
type of stuff for $130, $150, whatever. They probably just figured out what that number is. It could be like a couple thousand. I mean, I don't know the math on what makes sense, like how many of these it makes sense to manufacture. But I feel like you could probably sell like 1,000 of these, maybe. I don't know, right? No. Is it worth doing if they're only going to sell 1,000 at 130 and then sell the
that's
rest at?
interesting thing. Like Arcade One Up is so they started with the like pretty affordable mini arcades, right?
Yeah,
And that was a good business for them. I understand like I don't know how long that's sustainable. So they're starting to get into other areas as well. This looks to be better build quality than those little arcade machines, but $130.
right. They must
Like,
have
could we get
figured
like a
it out.
sequel to Pong on there too? Like Pong 2, maybe?
No, not even that.
Arkanoid? Can they
Not-
throw Arkanoid on there?
Black and white.
The thing is, like, I know like the hardware that they're putting into this thing can do so much more.
Then
Then
play a
play
game that
Pong.
came out in 1976. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's got like a lithium ion battery in here, I'm sure, and everything. And
Can you
I'm gonna
charge
say
your
my-
phone with it? Is it a phone charger too?
I don't.
Can I
think
like
so.
fry an egg on it?
But that's sort of the big thing about. That's like the big question about. It's like, it's a game that literally is the easiest thing. It's so small. It's a small game. There's nothing. All of this hardware for something that's such a simple game, and to have nothing else for $130, it does seem kind of silly.
It's for the collector who just wants to put this on their shelf and show it to like their nerdy friends when they come over. It's a coffee table item for nerds
Hmm.
who will never have somebody come over and see it, but they one day
Playing
it could-
solo Pong by themselves.
yes, in a mirror. They got a mirror across. They got to sit on their hand, like their their left hand before they play against each other, play against
There's
themselves.
10 different levels of AI settings.
Awesome. So that's more than my Telstar Ranger. I gotta admit.
That's the price. The frustrating part is like they went through the trouble of making this hardware, and it literally just plays Pong. Like if you put some other things on here, it becomes a lot more palatable, right?
Right.
Like if you throw in, oh yeah, we have the other games that use these knobs.
Right.
Mhm.
Or at least let me
Arkanoid.
disinfect my phone inside of it while it's charging. Something. Like the phone soap or something.
A Game and
Mhm.
Watch, maybe.
So you know what I'm saying? You can figure it's a big box basically. You could, anyway.
I saw those Game and Watches at Walmart.
Oh, the Super Mario?
Mario ones. I looked at it.
They look cool.
Somewhat hard. I looked at it, and maybe if it was not locked up in the case, it might have come home with me.
Right.
That might have been the factor that kept it at Walmart.
If you didn't have to ask somebody to open
Yeah,
the
because
case.
I'm like, I don't know if I want this bad enough to
Right.
go ask somebody when.
Right, there's a pandemic going on.
Yeah, there's a pandemic.
You don't want to bother the guy. He's probably like
Right,
stocking paper towels and
I could play Mario on
Anything.
mini devices.
On your new Pong machine.
That's another one also where it's like it would be nice if they included something else. Even for $50, I feel like it should have something else other than a game that I've owned 4 times or more at this point.
Yeah, like a $5 Amazon gift card.
Yeah,
That'd be
exactly. It would be nice if it had some Game and Watch games on there.
It's got a clock.
Yeah, and it has ball.
Ball. Gotta have ball.
Ball.
Does it have girl?
No, just ball.
Okay. I think that's it for Wombat's fortnightly news. Is that okay with you?
To the Like a Dragon section of the show?
Sure.
How much have you been playing?
We've been playing a lot. We're 10 hours, right about the 10-hour mark. I streamed a little bit yesterday.
Boo!
Boo what?
Are you talking about something I'm not interested in? So now I get to be a jerk.
Like,
Boo!
I never booed. We never booed.
No. We let you talk for like 15 minutes
without booing
about Fortnite.
Boo!
And
there was no booing during the Fortnite section.
Phoenix Rising.
Go ahead and talk. It's fine.
Right. The game is weird and funny. Like even the side missions and stuff. Like I played on stream yesterday, and I didn't want to do any of the main missions because I've been playing with Mrs. Chibi. So I said I told her I would just really try to do the side missions. But I think some of the things like they get triggered when you walk by certain areas. So I'm not even sure if it's like what I was doing was a side mission or what. Yeah. But like for example, yesterday I ran across a crawfish.
Yes.
You did the crawfish thing?
Yes, I've finished that mission. Yes.
Yeah, I had to like find a crawfish, and then there's like, I don't want to spoil the joke or anything, but it's very funny, and even though I saw it coming a mile away, it's a wacky, fun game, but the gameplay at its heart is just a very simple JRPG. I haven't gotten to I heard like the business stuff is actually pretty sophisticated.
To an extent, yeah.
It's pretty in-depth at it. I haven't seen any of that yet. So I'm kind of excited to get to that because mostly what I've been doing is walking around and doing battles that are the battles aren't that exciting. After you're doing them
it's a turn-based JRPG.
Yeah.
I like it because I haven't played that
Me neither.
many of those recently.
Me neither.
Right?
It's not bothering me.
Yeah, it definitely is not bothering me. And it does get to the point like where you're powered up and it's just kind of fun to just hit A bunch and watch the stupid stuff happen.
Yep. It is cross play, whatever they call that, play anywhere on Xbox and PC. If you get the digital version, really like seamless, gets your, with your save file and everything. So that's really cool. Yeah, we're going to keep playing that. Like
yeah, I'm closing in on 25 hours, I think.
It's a lot of hours.
That's what I do every night is I sit down and play 2 to 3 hours of Yakuza once the kids are to bed. And I find myself alternating, like one night I'll just go around and just do side mission stuff or whatever. And then the next night I'll do story missions.
Right.
But it's a great game.
Yep. The summons are really funny. The phone, what do they call that? When you phone the guys up when they come.
Oh man, those are the
yeah, I can't remember.
Oh, I'm forgetting the name of it. It's something really stupid.
Yes.
The name for those.
Starts with a P, I'm pretty sure. But I have the baby guy. The baby man.
That was a weird mission, huh?
That's a weird mission. That's a side mission too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got I don't know, like 5 or 6 of those summons now.
Oh wow, I only have 2. Shit. Well, Yakuza Like a Dragon, very fun. All right, what else, Wombat? You're back. You're back, Wombat. We're done talking about Yakuza.
Sorry.
Yep. Shipwreck, did you follow this story about the Xbox Series X can play PS2 games? Because I thought you texted about that or tweeted about it or something.
I saw it. I looked at it. I know that they, if you go and Xbox has that, like, you pay $20 to unlock dev mode.
I didn't even know that. Okay.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that either.
yeah, they've got like a service like where you can pay $20 to unlock the dev mode or whatever on Xboxes, and I think it's the same type of thing. Like you can you can do developer mode, and then as long as probably your game sells up to a certain amount or something, then you can't do dev mode anymore. I'm guessing, uh, but
Wait, I don't
so
even
people,
understand that. What does that mean? What
it just unlocks the development kit. Like every Xbox
is a
is
development kit?
yeah, you just have to pay to get into that program.
Got it. And they have to accept you, I'm assuming. Like it's like a
I don't
process.
know.
No,
I don't
anybody
know
can
you
just do it.
I think it's just you can pay the money and be part of the program. I think.
Dear Mr. Xbox,
Right. I would like to develop games.
All right.
you could have saved her. I gave you all the clues.
So with that, people have found that they can install and run emulators, and so people have yeah, they're able to play PlayStation 2 games in some capacity through an emulator on the Xbox.
Sweet. Probably not the best way to play, but
Probably not, but I will say I'm very happy with the backwards compatibility of last gen to this gen on both Xbox and PS5.
right.
Everything I've tried so far works, and it works well.
All right, let's move on to the CAG bag, I think.
Yes.
This question is from Shanafan. He wants to know what games has Wombat watched the cutscenes of, and will he watch Cyberpunk's cutscenes for some sweet Keanu?
I've been watching the Phoenix ones.
You don't skip those? Those are good?
They don't seem to be skippable, and they're very short.
Okay.
So I don't mind as much. So
Well, I
those
just
are
picture
cute.
Wombat hitting every button on his controller.
Oh yeah.
It's like, is it this one? Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's this one. Maybe if I
Yeah.
hold down this one a little bit longer, maybe this is the one.
I'm sure I've watched cutscenes on things before.
Right.
You know.
Do you not watch them in Assassin's Creed?
I'll watch them in Assassin's Creed.
You didn't
But
seem
if they start
confident
to-
in that.
If they start to get long-winded, I'll hit the buttons.
Yakuza's good like that. Like you can make him talk fast by hitting the button, and
Yeah,
or
like
just skip them altogether.
If it's like a 30-second to a minute and a half, I'll probably sit through it. But once you get past a minute and a half, I'm like, no, I don't care anymore. More stabby, less talky.
I hear you. I've been doing that with Assassin's Creed too. Like
Mhm.
it's like hurry up already.
Like it's like, yeah, I get it. You need me to go here
Right.
and stab someone.
Right.
Because
Got
as soon as I hit the
problems.
B button, there's just gonna be an icon on the map, and I'm gonna go there
Right.
and I'm gonna stab somebody.
I don't need any more details. I just need the place to go.
I just need a
and-
direction and a knife.
Am I stabbing or am I getting something?
Exactly.
Just tell me. Or am I stabbing something and then getting something?
Am I going
Probably.
west and stabbing, or am I going east and stabbing?
This
Easton Stabbing, by the way, is a town in London.
it's probably not. This is from Still Twitchy in the chat.
Near London.
He says, I tried to beat the Tetris Effect campaign final level, and I cannot. I have tried like 10 times. Do I suck? Shipwreck, did you beat that level?
I haven't. I don't think so. I don't think I got to the end of that game, but it wasn't because I gave up because of hardness or anything. But
Right. So, yes, he sucks? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I haven't tried it, so I can't comment on whether he sucks or not.
I tried to, I got Mrs. Chibi to play with me in some local co-op because I told her I was really bad. I'm like, oh, you could probably beat me at this. But I played like the day before
Mm-hmm.
and I beat her. And then so she had enough of that. But I'm bad. If she played a little bit, she'd probably kick my ass. But I could probably watch a YouTube video and figure out how to get better. I'm not going to do that. Oh, here's a question. Let's get serious here. This is from Mega Man 1421 in the chat. He says, with news of multiple vaccines coming out for COVID and the pandemic hopefully starting to slowly come to an end. I don't think that's what I hear in the news. Will the live CAGcast remain a thing post-pandemic?
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, I put this question up without even knowing what I thought this question was going to be about the vaccine. It was not about any vaccine. Yeah, this is easy to do. There's no additional work at this point to do the show on Twitch. At this point, all the hard work has been done. And as you can see from that awesome stinger to start the show, improvements are being made constantly on this broadcast.
If only people would actually watch it, then we'd
Right.
watch it.
Tell your friends.
That's the problem.
People are watching. I mean, more people could be watching. It's hard to get people to watch. You gotta.
We need like 100,000 people watching per stream.
No, we don't.
100,000 people.
No, that's not gonna happen. Nobody has that. AOC gets that like on a good night.
Yeah, we need AOC numbers.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
We need like Sushi Dragon numbers.
We need AOC on the show.
She's not coming on the show.
She might.
No. She's only going with like the big name streamers, not the once a week, twice a week streamers who suck. She's not going with the sucky streamers, Wombat. I don't know if you figured that out yet. He doesn't do sucky, AOC. Here's another question from the chat. Oh, I love the Alf avatar. You definitely get my attention with your Alf avatar, Bob Raws. Is there any deal longer lived than the code CAG16 at GameStop? I swear I remember using that sucker back in like 2005. I don't know the exact date on that. It has been around for a while. And I did just get an email from GameStop right before Black Friday. They asked me, like, are you guys still using this code CAG16 that's in our system? Every couple of years, they do check in and ask about it. And I was like, yeah, we still promote it actively on Twitter and stuff. And they said, okay, well, we just need to turn it off just for Black Friday week, and we'll turn it back on after. So I was like, that was pretty cool of them to check in. I just saw your dog walk by, Wombat.
There she goes.
That's quality content right there. That's what puts the asses in seats on Twitch.
People want to see a dog in a sweater. Man
What?
in sweater, dog in sweater.
Is the dog going outside soon?
Nah, she was cold before.
Oh, how do you know?
Because her nose was cold and she cries when she's cold.
Oh, wow.
So we put a sweater on her and then she stopped crying.
That sounds like a plan.
Yep.
All right. You seem to have the pulse of your dog. At Scubbish writes in, here's the serious COVID question. He asks, will you get the COVID vaccine? I mean, I'm probably going to get a COVID vaccine, I would think, right? Like,
I think so.
Isn't that the plan for everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Like, not this. I don't think it's going to be this year.
I heard that it only affects the testicles of gingers, so I think we'll be fine.
In what way?
I don't need those anymore.
Oh, they
I heard they get sucked into the body, but they still work fine.
All right.
Yeah, it's just less dangling. I mean, it's really a win-win, I think.
Yeah.
I have that problem when I'm on the rower sometime. It's like cold in there, like, yeah, and then it's like very uncomfortable because like I'm pushing back on the rower, but like I'm sitting on my shriveled nuts. It's like there's a problem there. I should ask my rowing coach about that. Maybe. So yeah, I mean, I think we would all get the vaccine. It's just a question of, at this point, it's a question of when and which vaccine, right? I mean, that's where we're at. No, right? I know, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Whenever I roll up into Target and they stick in my arm.
Right.
That's how you get the flu shot.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's how you get the COVID vaccine. You may actually have to go to your doctor.
Right. Okay.
I think it'd be better if it was at Target.
Right.
That's how I get my flu shot, is at Target. So I understand.
I get it.
That $5 gift card.
I don't get a gift card when I get my flu shot.
What?
Yeah, no, mine. I mean, it's free.
That's
yeah,
because
it's free, and they give you a $5 gift card with it.
Maybe in Ohio.
They have to convince people in Ohio to get to get vaccines. They have to like bribe them. In New York, we just do it because
we're not
we
stupid.
believe in science.
I need to move to a dumber state.
So you can get those $5 gift cards. Here's another question. This is from at NaviBC31. He says, Ship, after being exposed to Kamen Rider, are you or Dash interested in the show itself?
I'm sure Dash would definitely be interested in it. We beat the Kamen Rider game since last week.
Yes.
I think we beat it in like 18 hours. Quality game for that type of game.
For a joke, that like a punchline? basically. It's not a punchline, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
It's a
no,
serious gaming product.
yeah, it's a serious gaming product. We are, I think we're about a third of the way through our second playthrough of that game.
Okay.
So we finished it and immediately started it again.
More.
Right, we went straight back in there. I have ordered the game before this one. I imported the previous game, which I think is like a Dynasty Warriors type of game rather than this type of game. So we'll see how he likes it.
Right.
I don't know, like he's got like, I don't know, 15, 20 years of Power Rangers to watch currently.
It's a lot.
So I don't, and Power Rangers makes sense. Like you could follow along with Power Rangers.
Right.
I could not tell you exactly what a common rider is or why they're needed,
Ride.
if they work in teams, if who the bad guys are necessarily.
Interesting.
In the game, there's very clearly a bad guy. We beat him, but plot wise, I have no idea what's going on. This has not been Americanized, right? It's
Right.
it might be in English,
Right.
but
That no one's looking to make sure that where the audience is going to get the nuance of the story,
right.
which is probably pretty smart.
I do think he's probably the best Common Rider Memory of Heroes 3-year-old planet in North America.
That seems safe. But you never know,
Yeah,
though.
I think that's probably safe.
Right. All right. I think, are we at the end of the show? Feel like we might have made it there. Let's remind everybody to come watch us do this show live every week, Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, twitch.tv/cheapassgamer. We are pretty much very consistent at this Wednesday 9 p.m. schedule. So you probably will, if you show up here at this time, you're probably going to find us here. Follow us on Twitter at Video Game Deals. We're still giving away a PlayStation. Womet's got his hand up. I'm not sure why. We're giving away a PS5 and other things. So at Video Game Deals. And at New Wombat, at Shipwreck. We're going to raid. Let's raid Craig, my friend Craig. You may know him as Stuttering Craig, but you may know him as Craig Skits.
And don't forget that tonight's CAGcast is brought to you by Feels. Become a member today by going to feels.com/CAGcast and you'll get 50% off your first order with free shipping. Feels.com/CAGcast.
That was well done. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bridgestone.